Are all Muslims terrorists? Why is it that when a Muslim commits an act of terrorism, it is called Islamic terrorism, but when a non-Muslim government or individual does the same, it is called just terrorism, without any connection to religion? First of all, uncover the story of 9/11 and Afghan war. My question to you is, during the Cold War, Al-Qaeda and Mujahideen were built and funded by America itself. I really feel sad for the tragic incident of 9/11. But tell me, why would an organization which was created and financed by America really attack on its own founder and cause damage to it? And even if they did, to punish a group of militants, why did you throw 12 million people into a long war from 7th of October 2001 to August 30, 2021. These Mujahideens were brainwashed young children who loved Islam. Children who should have held pens in their hands were instead given AK-47 against America's enemy, Soviet Union, who paid for that AK-47. At that time, these people were not fighting for money. Let me make it clear. Not according to Islam, but they were fighting according to the narrative built by you. You used Islam as a tool to put them on the battlefield. When they fought for you, they were called Mujahideen. But when they fought against you to protect their own homeland, then according to the media and even American presidents, they were called terrorists. By the way, speaking of the media, let's have a look on some facts and research. According to a study by University of Alabama, between 2006 and 2015, terrorist attack in US involving Muslims received 357% more coverage as compared to the attacks carried by non-Muslims. According to Georgia State University, when the attacker is Muslim, the media gives an average coverage of 15 headlines, whereas non-Muslim attacker gets one headline per attack. Before linking terrorism to Islam, let's look what Islam itself commands. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Whoever kills a single person unjustly, it is as though he has killed all of humanity." Example of this can be seen in the recent incident where India, in the name of revenge, attacked Pakistan's mosques and killed children and women. In contrast, even during retaliation, Pakistan chose targets where only military damage would occur, not harm to civilians. There are many countries in the world, led by India and a puppet state in Middle East, that use their own people as human shields in wars just to protect infrastructure and just to gain sympathy from international media and international community. The idea that Pakistan is a military state is nothing but a lie spread by the media. Before 1979, Pakistan was a prosperous country moving on the path of progress. But to safeguard American interest with the help of few traitors among them, Pakistan was dragged into someone else's war. According to international organizations, Pakistan sacrificed 10,000 military personnel and more than 80,000 civilians. Nearly every family lost loved ones in these wars. And instead of decreasing terrorism, only terrorism was increased. Now let's talk about the economy. According to international institutes and researchers, Pakistani economy suffered a loss of $120 to $130 billion. In return, have a look what Pakistan got from America and the world. On March 20, 2003, America attacked Iraq. Just hear the name of the operation and try not to laugh. Operation Iraqi Freedom. The reason given was that Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction. Yet to this day, no evidence has been found. Lord Prophet of Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever does not show mercy to people, Allah will not show mercy to him." Now just imagine for a second if someone attacked your home. Would you fight back or just stand by silently? If your answer is yes, that you would protect your home? Do I have the right to call you a terrorist? From 1981 to 87, United States gave Pakistan $3.1 billion in aid. From 1987 to 1993, United States provided $4.2 billion in aid. Additionally, US extended $2.28 billion as loan and $1.74 billion as credit on purchases of arms. Between 2002 to 2012, US gave Pakistan $9.5 billion through Department of Defense, $6.5 billion through Department of State, $7.8 billion through state funds. In total, that amounts to $33 billion, and the loss was $120 to $130 billion. My question to Americans is this: 25.9 million Americans do not have health insurance because of poverty, and 91 million Americans live in areas where, in case of an emergency or accident, the nearest hospital with trauma care services is at least 60 minutes away. So the money that is being spent on unnecessary wars and foreign aids to other countries, shouldn't that money earned through your hard work be spent on your own well-being and welfare instead? Now let's move to a puppet state in Middle East who received $310 billion as aid from 1946 to 2023. But the real question is, where was that money spent? Every year, this puppet state is responsible for killing 16,300 kids and 28,000 women. According to international institutes, 70% of the people who are being killed in Gaza are children and women. On the other hand, under the slogans of gender equality and women empowerment, America has provided aid to countries like Egypt, Pakistan, and many others. But instead of genuine progress, the reality of women empowerment in all those countries is plain to see today. Between 2006 to 2023, aid was also given to Pakistan's Election Commission to ensure free and fair elections. Let's see the results. In 2008 elections, there was chaos, irregularities, and mismanagement. In 2013 elections, women voters were stopped from casting their votes, and there was widespread evidence and accusations of rigging. In 2018, restrictions were placed on media, pre-poll rigging was reported, election results were delayed abnormally, and questions were raised about the fairness of process. In 2024 elections, we saw disqualification of its electoral symbol, delays in results, forced outcomes, and compromised monitoring, all under the shadow of your so-called aid. Just imagine for a second if Russian aid were being given to influence the US election. You already know what your reaction would be. So let's end this hypocrisy once and for all. Enough is enough. The people of our countries neither need nor are waiting for your aids and loans. That money belongs to the American taxpayer, so kindly spend it on them. We can sit together and solve all of our problems much more easily without your so-called help. This video is not for the beasts sitting in power corridors, but for the ordinary people. The money spent on unnecessary wars and aids does not belong to us. It belongs to the American taxpayer who worked hard to pay that money. So, raise your voice, spend our money on us. And let me remind you, Islam is a religion of peace. Even in times of war, it teaches you to protect women and children and to seek peace above all. Our women are happy in their own homes, and even if they are not happy, they know very well how to claim their rights. They don't need your aid, they don't need your help or your so-called support.
औरतों को आज से सर ढकने की कोई जरूरत नहीं। ओढ़नियां उतार दो, अपने जिस्मों पर खुशबुएं मलो और बेहतरीन लिबास ज़ेब तन कर लो। उठ खड़े हो और मलिकुल जिबाल के लिए जंग का आगाज करो।
When a person is pushed against the wall, it's obvious he will fight back. If you kill, it is justified. But if Muslims defend themselves, they are labeled as terrorists?
Before 9/11, 70% of all suicide bombings was by Tamil Tigers in Sri Lanka. No one ever blamed Hinduism for what they were doing. So why were we on the defensive? That terrorism knows no religion. Sadly, in the Muslim world, there were people who played along the game. We had military dictators, in order to get Western support, called themselves enlightened moderates, perpetuating this image that perhaps it's something to do with Islam or radical Islam. Islam believes in plurality. Our religion accepts other communities and other religions. Islam makes us into human beings. The Almighty wanted us to be human beings rather than intelligent animals. Animals believe in might is right, whereas human beings have compassion and justice.
My humble request to people of America and Europe, we are not victims. We only ask for one thing. Let us solve our own problems. Since 1979, 167,000 Muslims are almost killed every year in wars, terrorist attacks, or so-called counter-terrorism operations. Where are the oppressed supposed to go? The media only cares about TRP, but you have your own minds, so ask questions yourself. Do human rights organizations wake up when their own interest is at stake? Every year, thousands of European tourists travel to Muslim countries like Pakistan and Iran. Just look how they are respected and treated with honor. Then ask yourself, is the media showing the truth about us? On 16th August, when an illiterate and ignorant group attacked a Christian church in Pakistan, there was injustice, but entire nation stood united with our Christian community and raised their voices as one and demanded justice for them. But when a puppet state in Middle East kills thousands of women and children every year, have the people of America and Europe ever united and raised a strong voice for them? Where are the so-called human rights champions now? A terrorist does not belong to any country, any religion, or any section. A terrorist is nothing but a terrorist. In our Holy Quran, Allah said, "Fight in the way of Allah against those who fight you, but do not transgress your limits. Indeed, Allah does not love those who exceed limits." It is narrated from Hazrat Abdullah that during a battle, a woman was found killed. The Messenger of Allah, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, strongly disliked it and forbade the killing of women even in war.
Hakikatin Hira Dağı'ndan seslendiği o günden beri davamızdan hiç caymadık. Kutlu Peygamber'in açtığı yoldan ötesine varmadık. Göğsümden çıkan çınarı bir fetih rüyası belledik. Nerede bir mazlum feryat ederse biz ona da yıldırım gibi doğacağız. Sonsuza kadar adalet, sonsuza kadar hürriyet.
We don't need to learn morality and gender equality from you because the world has already seen that you have failed miserably.
I found out 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. How many women in America are between 18 to 24? There's only 10 million women between 18 to 25. So just on OnlyFans alone, 10% of women in that age group are on OnlyFans.
Right before your eyes, the video is playing one man who is declared a war criminal by ICC, and the other openly supports the puppet who is killing 16,300 kids and 28,000 women every year in Gaza. These are not leaders, these are beasts, and in their eyes we are nothing more than insects. We are the ones who give them money, we are the ones who give them votes, we are the ones who lift them on shoulders and place them on the seats of power. It is our right to question them. We must ask them as human beings, how could you kill another human being just for your own interest? These are the questions that must be asked.
It is important to understand this. The Prophet lives in our hearts. When he's ridiculed, when he's insulted, it hurts. As we human know, We human beings understand one thing: the pain of the heart is far, far, far more hurtful than physical pain.
At last, I want to say, I have fulfilled my duty by saying what needed to be said. Take care. Allah Hafiz.